It's time for the Splash Live from Civic Center TV, featuring stories from and about people like you in the greater West Bloomfield area. Simulcast on cable, 89.3 Lakes FM, social media, and the web. Now live from Green Media Center on Walnut Lake Road, it's the Splash Live.
Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm Tyler Keefe, thanking you for joining us both on TV, on the radio, and of course on our website on civiccentertv.com and across social media. Kicking off today, some of our favorite local eateries in Keego Harbor have been going through a bit of a transition in recent months, but the good news is some of those fan favorites are now set to reopen or already have in the heart of the lakes. Here with more live from in Keego Harbor is our very own Jake Schaff. Jake.
Hey, Tyler, good morning. I'm here live in Keego Harbor on this very, very chilly Thursday morning where people are going to be looking for a lot of great places to get inside, warm up, and enjoy some very delicious food. Well, they are in luck because a couple of great restaurants are starting to open their doors once again right here in the community. One of those places is Brew Brothers, which is going to be opening tonight in Keego. This restaurant will be taking the place of the former Mary Donnelly's restaurant and is owned by the same owners of Brew House, which is located directly across the street from that location. And then the other restaurant making a resurgence is the Harbor Steakhouse in Keego, which is reopening its doors after a temporary closure due to a change in ownership. But the new owners have been hard at work with a brand new menu, a brand new decor, and brand new everything. And they are excited to be reintroducing themselves to the community. Both owners are very hard at work with their restaurants, so be sure to stop by and support these great locations and to make sure that these first few weeks in the community are amazing. For Civic Center TV, I'm Jake Schaff. Back to you, Tyler.
Yeah, thanks for that report, Jake. And we've been in contact with both Brew Brothers and Harbor Steakhouse. I know you've been very hard at work, and even just getting in there for a couple of quotes with them and see some of the scenery. They were so hard at work getting prepared, Jake, that they even said, hey, look, we need to take all of our time to get this open before we can have you guys out there and get more video inside. We want to make sure this is right, but it's good to go for all of you out in Keego Harbor and beyond. So if you're looking for a place on your commute home this evening to enjoy a good meal with some friendly people in Keego Harbor, got a couple of ideas now reopened in the heart of the lakes. Great news for two places that we know people in Keego enjoy each and every day here in Greater West Bloomfield. At West Bloomfield High School, it was a day of triumph for athletes who have been able to achieve their lifelong dream, play their favorite sports at the collegiate level. We sent our reporter Kevin McIntosh out for their special day as they signed their national letters of intent.
West Bloomfield High School is known to produce scholars from all fields of study, but they have also become a powerhouse for student athletes. I attended their recent signing day to ask, how does West Bloomfield High School get their student athletes ready for the next level?
Gosh, I mean, it's one of our goals is to really just do that in any way we can, whether it's the academic rigor of the school and just the near, I guess, year-round training and lifting that we can do within our the rules of the high schools here. Like, these kids are working out in class in the winter. In the summer, they're here doing their conditioning as much as they can, and that's really a credit to them because they buy in and do the stuff that's asked of them, and we just try to get them as ready as we can before they go.
The student athletes themselves express how the West Bloomfield High School community welcomed them and supported their careers.
Transferring to West Bloomfield, gave me a lot more competition, week by week, playing other different teams in the OAA. And also just at practice, playing with better people, other kids that had offers, and, just overall, iron versus iron, you know what I'm saying?
I'm sure, I'm happy, it made me very comfortable being here. Just coming here from New Jersey, just being new here, there was no real transition. It was really just I stepped in and I was here and I was happy, everybody was welcoming and I was glad to be here, so.
Of course, the students wouldn't be who they are without the help of their parents, one of whom told us how it feels for her son to reach this milestone.
It's very exciting and just just happy for him, and just hopefully that he stays safe and humble.
To show how important support is within the West Bloomfield community, student athletes told us what advice they would give to the next generation of West Bloomfield athletes.
School's first, so that's the most important part. Make sure your school is down packed, but after that, really just work hard and be real with yourself. A lot of people lose themselves in this process, so I'd say just really listen to yourself and know what you want to do and go from there.
Yeah, so, just follow your dreams, work hard at what you're doing, be passionate in what you do and how you do it, and, the rest will pay off from there.
And just as essential, we got advice for other local parents with young aspiring athletes.
I think the earlier you start with your children, the more you get that, the fundamentals and things down packed. It's a journey and it's going to be a ride. Things can be costly and expensive, so always look at your community to see how they can help. But the main thing is it's their dream. Kids didn't ask to be here, so you want to make sure you put everything in them to be golden.
It's become a tradition for these young students to come to West Bloomfield High School as kids and leave as professionals who just so happen to play sports. From West Bloomfield High School, I'm Kevin McIntosh, Civic Center TV.
Appreciate the report, Kevin, and congratulations to Jay Gardenhire and Cameron Flowers, both from the West Bloomfield High School varsity football team, signing their national letters of intent. Flowers, of course, going to the University of Toledo, where he'll be one heck of an athletic duo in the backfield between him and Noah Sanders from Groves. A very familiar name. The son of Barry Sanders will be his teammate. And then Jay Gardenhire is going to be teaming up with West Bloomfield legend Brandon Davis Swain at the University of Colorado. So Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, also getting a great athlete from West Bloomfield High School. And what I love even more about that is that we get a chance to learn about these athletes as people and the culture that's been cultivated at West Bloomfield High School. It's more than getting these athletes to the next level. It's about creating a great community through athletics. And Eric Pierce, Eric Pace, the entire team at West Bloomfield High School, they do an excellent job of that right here in our community every day. Overnight, snow squalls in greater West Bloomfield are affecting our roads as you commute throughout the community on this Thursday in greater West Bloomfield. Overnight, about 1 inch or so of snow accumulating, and that will continue on into parts of today's forecast as well. It's led to some slicker road conditions as you maybe have started your day or as you are continuing your day today. Periods of heavy snow with whiteout conditions and winds. That's really what a snow squall is, and that's what we had on Wednesday night in greater West Bloomfield. Previously, the Road Commission for Oakland County's Craig Bryson joined our very own Jake Schaff on the program for some advice for drivers that are commuting through these first big snows of the year as they and others are adjusting to these conditions out on the roads. Here's what he had to say.
By all means, slow down. Don't drive as fast as you normally would. Even when we're out salting, plowing, there's the potential for slippery, icy conditions and even whiteout conditions, as we saw over the Thanksgiving holiday. So please slow down for your own safety and for the safety of those on the road around you.
While the Road Commission does put in efforts to get out in front of these snowstorms and the ways that they can affect our local roads, and on top of that, keep these roads consistently clear, they can't really make any guarantees that the conditions are going to remain favorable after they come through. Mother Nature's going to do what Mother Nature does. But Bryson did explain to us a little bit about how they clear out these areas, but also some common issues that do come up in their clearing of these roads.
Well, when we get the heavy snow, and we have things like whiteout conditions or just very heavy snow, we will be out with all available trucks. But frankly, if we had twice as many trucks as we have, we wouldn't be able to have every inch of road cleared, plowed, salted at every moment. So despite, the best efforts and intentions of the Road Commission, there are going to be situations where the roads are not ideal.
Ultimately, the safety of yourself and others on the road is a responsibility every one of us has to take. And that's also the advice of the Road Commission for Oakland County. Of course, drive slower, drive with a lot more caution, really be mindful of the conditions and how they affect your vehicle. But beyond that, be aware of some of the common problems that we see out on our roads here in Greater West Bloomfield with all the rolling hills and the turning and winding roads. Those can also cause some common issues after these snowstorms come through, as Craig Bryson explained to Jake Schaff.
The first areas often to freeze or to become slippery are the bridges and overpasses. So anytime you're crossing a bridge or an overpass, and there's not too many overpasses in West Bloomfield, but there are certainly some bridges. Be cautious about those. When you have cold air underneath the road, that'll certainly cause the road temperature to drop more quickly and areas to freeze. Of course, hills and curves are always tricky, and we try to give those added attention. We're going to be focusing first on the busiest roads, so the less traveled roads may be a little bit more likely to have a snow accumulation on them at times, and that may make them a little bit more slippery. So, the lower the traffic volume, the more caution you really need to apply on those roads as well.
All great advice from Craig Bryson from the Road Commission for Oakland County. And apropos, as we have one of the first big snowfalls of the year. Of course, we had a lot of snow over the Thanksgiving weekend that also affected our local roads. And now these are the conditions as you get into the latter portion of this week. And we expect a little bit more periodic snowfall as we head into the weekend. So keep all that advice in mind if you want to see that full conversation between our Jake Schaff and Craig Bryson. That's available to you close to home on our website on CivicCenterTV.com on demand, as well as on our social media at Civic Center TV 15 on Facebook, as well as at Civic Center TV on Instagram and on X, as well as YouTube. We talked about some of the best athletes in the Greater West Bloomfield area. We think about our basketball players as they start their season, our football players as they signed their national letters of intent. But some of West Bloomfield's most beloved athletes aren't senior students, but rather senior citizens who are getting good exercise and building a community each and every day together. I had a chance to go out and visit them as they trekked around West Bloomfield High School to tell me more about why this is an important experience for them as they continue through their life and build new bonds.
Being together, it is important. And we are joining together and we are communicating together. So it is a friendship.
Part of it is just so we have people to talk to and keep that going. And we make an effort to do that because it is encouragement.
I look forward to it. I've known these guys for a long time. And as long as we are able physically to get here, I continue to be looking forward to it.
The Walkers have also become a beloved part of the high school community, drawing the love and admiration of Laker Nation.
We've welcomed our Walkers in our building for much longer than I've been here, and their interactions with our community, our staff, our students have always been positive. They're really a fabric of what we do here in the school.
We have a bond now. We have a relationship with each other. It's great every time they come. Hi, Rita. Hi, Rita. That spark conversation. It's awesome just to interact with them guys every day.
I appreciate the fact that we are able to get into the school. We also spend some time talking to the teachers, the custodians. We see people like you, like we've talked to you, and so you get a smile and talk.
The school is a good place, and people are nice, and the exercise is beneficial to me and to them as well, and I think all of us enjoy doing it.
These friendships have extended beyond their up to 6 days per week trek around this school. Not just a group, but more of an extended family that cares for one another.
It is important when we have a problem, we can get help from anyone, and this is very important, especially that we are getting older.
Oh, just getting the information from each other about what activities we've had and how things are going with our lives, and discuss it either from a humorous point of view or a serious point.
Their relationships and their positive attitude provides a sense of inspiration, both to each other and to their beloved Laker community.
I would love to see this continue for as long as our school is upright. whether it's them or new friends that join them, and to keep it open for our community.
Just keep up the good work. Don't stop. No, don't stop.
There really is so much love for this group of gentlemen at West Bloomfield High School. We heard from 3 of them. We saw a couple of them walking around in that footage, but there's upwards of 6 of them. This has grown over the years. They told me this started way back in the 70s as a community education group, and as that program went away and times changed, people moved in and out of our community, people stopped showing up to these walks. That group kind of changed, but those that have stuck around became really good friends, and just speaks to the nature of the greater West Bloomfield community, that people that share these common interests from all walks of life in greater West Bloomfield can come together and become an important part of their own individual community while also fostering some great community ties throughout the rest of greater West Bloomfield as well. Such a heartwarming story from over at West Bloomfield High School. This time of the year, there is a lot going on in our community as we focus on the holidays with the love and the gift giving and the spirit that comes along with the holiday season. For others that are struggling, particularly with substance abuse or misuse issues, this is a time of the year where they can really struggle and maybe even go deeper into those issues that could also be life-threatening. Luckily, the Alliance of Coalitions for Healthy Communities, in partnership with local fire departments, including ours here in West Bloomfield, are doing their part to provide additional resources to those that may be affected by these issues to hopefully save many lives right here in greater West Bloomfield. Joining me for more insight on this brand new program from the West Bloomfield Fire Department is Blake Belsky. Blake, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me back, Tyler. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate having you on to talk about this program because it's something that hopefully won't have to be utilized by many, if any, families here in greater West Bloomfield, but we know that anybody can be affected by opioid overdoses. And so take us through this, because we know throughout our community, the Alliance has put Save a Life boxes that have information and some resources related to reversing opioid overdoses or preventing them. This is a little bit more of a direct effort from our first responders.
So the Save a Life stations are fantastic. They've been around for a few years now, and they have the nasal spray Narcan boxes available. They're all throughout the township. You can go on the ACH, the Alliance's website and find out where those Save a Life stations are. There are actually a few at the fire stations throughout the township here. They have some additional resources like local substance use treatment resources. And they also have the Deterra medication disposal bags, which are fantastic. But as firefighters and paramedics in the township, we have the advantage, I suppose, of seeing people in their homes and helping identify folks who might need these resources and haven't either thought to get the resources, maybe feel like there's some stigma attached to visiting the fire stations and opening those boxes and getting it themselves, or just not even realizing that they're at risk and that these resources are valuable from a prevention standpoint.
And so how will this be utilized? Because the Save a Life boxes that we talked about, they're distributed throughout the community. Anybody can get access to them. But in this case, these are Save a Life bags that are going to go to people that are really directly affected by this crisis. As like you said, you kind of get that as a firefighter, as paramedics, you kind of got that first-person experience to be able to interact with them and provide these resources. So how will that be executed?
So our paramedics will be in the home, and these are something that the patient or the family can ask for. These are things that the crews can leave behind if they feel that this would be a benefit to the residents. It's a red bag badged with the Save a Life and the Alliance's sponsorship logos here. And it has the same resources that are available in those Save a Life stations throughout the township. It's got the nasal spray Narcan and some cards with additional resources. And this is something that would be left behind. The Oakland County Medical Control Authority has a protocol designed specifically for this Leave Behind program. It allows us to leave Narcan at the home. It's not something that we need to have some sort of special permission. We don't need to make a phone call. If we identify a need, we can leave this behind, and hopefully this will be a benefit to the residents of the township.
And it's important, too, because it's not just those that necessarily have overdose that will be receiving this. It could also be family members that are responding there, that are on scene when an overdose happens, that now it has a connected network of people surrounding someone that may have fallen victim to an addiction, maybe battling that addiction. Now they got that support system and these resources. How does that play into, from a firefighter and a paramedic's perspective, helping your team fight this crisis that still even affects us here in Greater West Bloomfield?
Absolutely. And for years now, since the opioid epidemic really took off a few years back, our paramedics, our firefighters have been really, really great at the response portion of battling this epidemic. What we struggled with, because we didn't have the resources, we didn't have the knowledge, was the other really important parts: the education, the prevention, the treatment, and the recovery stuff. And it's the education that now we can be involved in, leaving these resources behind, telling families the signs to look for, telling people who may not understand how dangerous these substances are to them, helping them realize what they're dealing with. People who might not realize that they have a problem, getting them in touch with the resources that they need for recovery and long-term health. The Alliance of Coalitions has really done a fantastic job, and we're so lucky to be partnering with them, because the response part that we've gotten so good at with the fire department here is just such a small piece of the overall picture of fighting this epidemic.
Sergeant Blake Belsky is with us from the West Bloomfield Fire Department, as they are now embarked on a new program in partnership with the Oakland County Medical Control Authority, as well as with the Alliance of Coalitions for Healthy Communities. You can find more information on this effort by visiting alliancemi.org. That is the Alliance's new website, alliancemi.org. And Sergeant Belsky, this is a new program in the West Bloomfield Fire Department, a new partnership with the Alliance and with Oakland County. But how common is this now across other fire departments? We know that you're always in communication, that your departments often are working together on responding in these cases and in others. Is this something relatively new that West Bloomfield is really leading a charge on?
We are. We're very fortunate that the Alliance approached us with this idea. I believe Birmingham Fire Department is also doing a similar program, and that's it. That's it. This is something that I hope really catches on, and I hope other communities see the benefit of involving their first responders in these education and prevention and recovery efforts, because really it's a whole picture. You can't just have one piece of this and hope that we'll be successful. We've got to partner up.
Contrarians may then come back with this and say, well, how is this actually helpful? How does this prevent opioid overdoses or opioid overdose deaths in the future by providing a resource like this? Maybe that's helping them in the moment, but how does that stop, or how does that lead to a stoppage in this? What would your reaction be to someone that's taking that sort of contrarian point of view on a program like this?
My reaction will be rather blunt. It's that dead people can't go to recovery. Dead people don't heal. And we need the resources. We need Narcan in the home. We need it on the street. We need it in the community. We would love for everyone in the neighborhoods to come and get one of these and keep it in their car, keep it in their purse, because we don't know who's struggling. We don't know who's going to need this next. And without it, we can do a great job of showing up when someone calls 911, but sometimes it's just too late. We need people to stay alive so that they can heal. And this is such an important piece of that.
And you're playing an important role in that, as well as are all of our firefighters and paramedics, who will be able to distribute these Save a Life bags throughout our community going forward because of this new partnership. Sergeant Belsky, before we let you go, anything else that we should know about this new program, or other ways people can get involved in helping our local firefighters prevent these opioid overdoses in the future?
Talking to your friends, talking to your family, talking to your community, to make sure everyone you know understands how important it is that they stay healthy. Make sure you understand what's going on in the lives of your loved ones. And if they need help, get them in touch with the resources. If you don't know who else to call, you can call the fire department. We will come out and we will help you in any way we can. And now our toolbox has been expanded thanks to these partnerships.
More information on this program, and as well as locations of many of those Save a Life boxes throughout Greater West Bloomfield, can be found on alliancemi.org. Sergeant Belsky, thank you so much for your time once again.
Thank you, Tyler. Appreciate the time.
Always great to have the West Bloomfield Fire Department on with us to tell us more about these critical resources, especially at this time of the year where so many have so many reasons to be happy and to get out in the community and have a reason to smile. For others that are struggling, this can really be a time that affects them heavily, and these resources could be the difference between life or death and them being able to resolve these issues that they may be battling each and every day in our community and beyond. For more information on these life-saving efforts and more, you can visit the West Bloomfield Fire Department's Facebook page at WB Fire Department. Friday night, Keego Harbor will be the place to be for some of your favorite local celebrities. You'll be able to have interactions with them, speak to them, get to know them a little bit, and support a great cause at the annual Killers Christmas charity event at the Lodge in Keego Harbor. It all kicks off with a happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m., and then the celebs start serving you that beverage you've earned so much from that tough work you've done all throughout the week from 6 p.m. all the way through the night. Matt Riley from the Tom Kowalski Foundation, which this all supports, joined Kevin McIntosh to tell us more about this memorial fundraiser in memory of Tom Kowalski and how it all began from here in the heart of the Lakes.
It's in honor and memory of our good friend Tom Killer Kowalski, who was a beat writer for the Lions for 30 years. He's an NFL Hall of Famer. Just an incredible, there he is. What a guy. Why I missed that man. And Tom started it out at the brew house out in Keego. And it was a small event, and he'd have a handful of bartenders back there. Unfortunately, Tom untimely passed away suddenly. And a group of us got together and said, well, if we can't let this die with Tom, we started getting it going. We moved it to the Lodge, a little bit of a bigger venue. And through the community and all the support and our incredible volunteers, it's just taken off. And again, we're in our 14th year this year, and it's hard to believe he's been gone that long, but yeah, it's been great.
14 years going strong, helping so many people from Greater West Bloomfield and beyond. Matt Riley also told Kevin McIntosh from our team where the proceeds from this fundraiser go to support nonprofits helping people in Greater West Bloomfield and all throughout Metro Detroit.
We are a charity that has nobody on salary or staff, so everything we raise outside of a few printing costs goes to the kids. Tom loved kids. It was just one of the things that made him so amazing. I always say he was a big man with an even bigger heart. And so we have 4 charities that we support, are all children's charities. We have Fueling Kids Futures, which is West Bloomfield schools. They send backpacks home with kids. I think they provided last year 69,000 weekend meals to over 300 students in the West Bloomfield district. We also have Team Joseph, which is Duchenne muscular dystrophy, the horrible, insidious disease that afflicts young boys all across the country, all across the world, actually. They've been phenomenal with us. We work with them. We also have a Defeat the Label, which is an anti-bullying group for high schools, a local anti-bullying group. And then we have the downtown boxing gym, which is in Detroit, and they have a program called Books Before Boxing. And it's just, I've been down there, I've toured the facility. They're incredible. It's incredible. Kids come there after school, they get a snack, and they get further education. And it's really not boxing. It's almost like a secondary school after they get through with their regular school in the city.
Like much of what goes on in our community as Greater West Bloomfield gives back, it truly is a team effort from the Tom Kowalski Foundation, the Lodge in Keego Harbor, and you and yours across our community supporting this event and more. Riley told Kevin McIntosh it truly does take that full effort from both the late Tom Kowalski's friends and loved ones as well as you to make that massive effort that has a huge impact from Keego Harbor and beyond every year.
We have just the most incredible support from the community. We have sponsors who sponsor at different levels. We have our volunteers. I mean, we probably have 15, 20 volunteers on the night of the event. They're just unbelievable. You know, people like the Lodge, people like you, other media who give us a platform. The bartenders, I mean, just, you know, I have to pinch myself how blessed we are. And everybody is like, probably the greatest moment for me is the morning after when I start getting texts from the bartenders saying, how did we do last night? Like they want to know the number, and it's how did we do? Not how did you do or how did we do? And it is in every sense of the word, it's a team, and the community that comes out, particularly the local area, the Kego, the West Bloomfield, Sylvan Lake. It's just unbelievable. It's one of the reasons why, as far as I'm concerned, we will never move it out of that area. That's where Tom started it, and that's where we'll always do it.
So we are so excited to have talked to Matt Riley about this event on CivicCenterTV.com. You can find that full interview with Kevin McIntosh as we speak on demand to learn even more about this. And once again, one of the biggest events of the year in Kego Harbor, Friday night at the Lodge on Orchard Lake Road in Kego Harbor. Celebrities, great food, great drinks, and a great time supporting an excellent cause right here in the heart of the lakes. For more information, killercares.org or visit their Facebook page at Killer Cares. Hosting one of the biggest events of the year in Kego Harbor that also is this excellent fundraiser known as Killer's Christmas is the Lodge Grill and Bar in Kego Harbor, which, as Matt Riley told us, has been the home for this event for years. It's become a massive gathering that people love to attend to help people from Greater West Bloomfield and beyond. Here to tell us more about the experience from the hosting location itself is Kelly Albert, the manager of the Lodge Bar and Grill in Kego Harbor. Kelly, thank you so much for your time today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So happy to have you on to tell us more about this because it's a really great effort every single year from the Tom Kowalski Foundation and so many local celebrities to help a number of these local organizations. From your perspective as a local business that often is that hub for people to come together to join with others and to meet their neighbors, what does this moment mean for you and for your team to host this event every year in the holidays?
I mean, everybody looks forward to it. It's a great time of year, and the staff all comes together. They all donate their time. They donate their tips. I have staff that's moved on to other jobs, other locations that call every year to come back and help out.
And that's an amazing story, too, because that tells you how important this has become. It's not just a fun night where you get to meet some local celebrities that you see on TV, you listen to on the radio, you've watched play on some of your favorite teams. It really is a way for so many different people to give back. So as you talk about your team coming back over the years and former members coming back to enjoy this and help out in the effort, tell us about your relationship, too, with the Tom Kowalski Foundation and why this is an organization that you're willing to put forth your team, put forth your effort, open up your restaurant on this night to support this great charity effort.
They approached us to have the event here, and after year one, we knew it was a good cause. Everybody puts their heart into it. All the funds go to great, as he mentioned, charities, and there's no one that is selfish about it. Every person that runs one of the charities helps bring stuff in, bring money in, bring people in to help out. They all come together for setup all the way down to, like you said, bartending, selling drinks, and making sure that the event's great. So they're just good people to work with, and there's no doubt that it's worth it.
Kelly Albert is with us. She is the manager of the Lodge in Kego Harbor, the host of this year's Killer's Christmas charity event happening Friday, December 6th from 6 p.m. all throughout the night with happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m. there on Orchard Lake Road in between Cass Lake Road and Middle Belt in Greater West Bloomfield. And Kelly, for you and for your team, what does this say about your organization, your company, and its efforts to not only just serve your customers well, but be an important member of the community right there, smack dab in the heart of Kego Harbor?
The original owners picked it up because they knew some people that were on the board, and they've always been hands-on in the community and giving back and helping out. Last year in October, we did get new ownership. So a couple months after they got us was the event. It was already lined up and they agreed to take it on. I'm not sure they knew how big of an event it was and what they were getting into. They were all here for it, helping out that night. And after it ended the next day, they were definitely all in and wanted to do it again.
And Kelly, from your perspective, as someone that has experienced this, and maybe for those that are maybe apprehensive or wondering this is the right thing for them to spend their Friday night at, what would be your pitch to them about why they should come out to the lodge and maybe try this out and support this great event?
It's just an amazing cause. It's a great way with the silent auction. If you got some last minute Christmas gifts you're looking to pick up for some people, it's a great way to donate some money to the foundations and still get something on your way out. It's just a super fun event. There is free valet, so parking is not a problem. You don't have to worry about finding some place to park your car. It's just a fun thing to do on a Friday night. It's packed. You get to mix and mingle with some celebrities. The staff's having fun, and it's a good time.
And we see the restaurant packed every year with this. We've seen some of those pictures of just last year where really it felt like you were shoulder to shoulder at some times in the lodge. But everyone's having a good time, Kelly, and that's what it's really all about.
There's a few spots off to the edges, and there is some spots where you can get your name down to get a table to sit down to get away from some of the chaos if you're not looking to stand. A lot of the pictures do wind up showing the groups of the shoulder to shoulder. But there is definitely some little side spots that you can get away from the standing too close to people if that's a little bit much for you.
It's always a comfortable environment over at the lodge in Keego Harbor. And you know what? It's a little bit more of a heartwarming environment when you know that you're there for a good cause on a busy night, hopefully a very busy night for you and your team and the celebrities out at the lodge. Kelly, anything else before we let you go today?
I've got nothing. I just want to say thank you to everybody involved, and thanks for having me on here to help promote it.
Always glad to have you on and glad to help out in this great effort to put forth for the Tom Kowalski Foundation, which then is giving back to so many different charities and nonprofits, both here in Greater West Bloomfield and helping out all around Metro Detroit. So great to have Kelly on with us on today's edition of the program. For more information on Killers Christmas, you can visit killercares.org or visit them on their Facebook page as well, at Killer Cares. Plenty more happening in the city of Keego Harbor as we dive into the holiday season. Before you celebrate with you and yours, you'll have an opportunity to bring the kids out, enjoy a fantastic meal, and also celebrate some holiday cheer together with your community. We'll have more on that coming up in just a few minutes. Stay with us live, local, social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. What people are watching in Sylvan Lake, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM.
I'm Gina Gregory, president of the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society. I'm excited that Civic Center TV has reached 1 million views on YouTube. Congratulations. That's just terrific. We appreciate everything Civic Center does for the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society and the community. For us, they promote and highlight our events. It's awesome to have them available 24/7 on YouTube. I'm Gina Gregory and proud to be one in a million.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Find us on Instagram at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Wondering what to say to someone who's been sexually assaulted or abused?
I believe you. I'm so sorry this happened.
It's not your fault.
Confidential and anonymous help is available at the Michigan Sexual Assault Hotline. Connect with us 24/7. Call 855-VOICES-4 or text 1-866-238-1454 for help. Learn more at michigan.gov/voices4.
Find local municipal meetings at our program schedule on civiccentertv.com. Find when your meetings air live or when they're replaying on our Civic Center TV live stream. Find it all at civiccentertv.com and click schedule at the top of the screen. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Live, local, social, it's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host for today, Tyler Keefe, thanking you for joining us, and as always, staying tuned to all the latest happening across our community on civiccentertv.com. Close to home, we're expecting a visit from a very jolly fellow over at Gino's Pizzeria and Restaurant very soon, as Santa Claus, or Santa Bob as he's known in the heart of the lakes, will be joining the community at Gino's coming up in just the coming weeks. Joining us for more information on the special event and feast at his restaurant is Gino Santia, one of the owners of Gino's Pizzeria and Restaurant. Gino, thank you so much for your time today.
Good morning, Tyler. Thank you. My pleasure.
Yeah, happy to have you on as you're in the holiday spirit, and so is the rest of the community. This is a bit of a tradition at Gino's. You bring in jolly old St. Nick for a nice night and a fun meal with families in our community. Tell us how they can participate.
Well, we've been doing this for over 10 years, probably around 12 years, and we've had the same Santa Bob Garrison, who's probably as authentic a Santa as you'll see anywhere. I want to remind you, I'm not the Santa. It's definitely Bob Garrison, and it's a really quite an event. As you well know, we're probably more of a family restaurant than most places are, and we have a lot of kids that come in here, families, and I kind of started the thought that maybe we should do something for the spirit of the season. So we decided to start a Santa Claus night, and we offer the kids a free meal. We feed them, and the parents can order off the menu if they like. The kids eat for free. And we'll give them some candy canes and usually a little toy afterwards. And it's quite an event. It's a happening here in town.
And you mentioned it a little bit. You spoke to why it's important for you to bring the kids in and have this really be for them. But it's also really about the families of Keego Harbor also, and giving them some of these opportunities to get out in the celebration and maybe mix and mingle with others. From your perspective as a Keego Harbor lifer, as a centerpiece of that community at your restaurant, how does that add to really the spirit of Keego at this time of the year?
Well, we're very supportive of our community, and especially the kids. We we have an annual golf outing every year that we alternate the charities. Either it's the Keego Harbor Optimist Club or the Jacket Club of Keego Harbor, and both organizations are strictly for the city of Keego kids in the area. So it's been very beneficial. We've been proud to be part of it and be able to support and help finance things. I'm sitting here with my sister, Irene. She's my partner here in business. And so it's there. That's her.
Yeah, we'll bring Irene Santia in also. Hello, Irene. Glad to see you as well as we learn more about this fun event happening at Gino's Pizzeria and Restaurant. It's going to be Santa Bob making an appearance Monday, December 16th with Santa pictures and all the fun beginning at 6 p.m. And so, Gino, over the past several years, you said right around 10 to 12 years that you've been having Bob Garrison come in and do his best impression of Santa. And look, we've never seen the two of them in the same room, so we don't know. Maybe Bob is, in fact, Santa Claus and visits Keego Harbor first. What's that experience like from you, or what do you see in the experience for these families, and especially, as you said, the kids, getting to meet Santa a little bit early before the Christmas holiday?
Well, if you're here, you feel the electricity in the room. The kids are just all excited when Santa comes walking into the dining room and goes around and greets the kids and waves to them as before he takes his chair in the other room for the kids to come up. And we also do pictures for the kids and the families if they want. That you probably well know Bill Bertakis. He's our photographer of the night. And it's all free, gratis, doesn't charge the kids a thing. And the meal, of course, is a nice meal that the kids would like. We do mac and cheese, pizza, chicken fingers, a little corn, and soft drink, and usually some kind of a dessert for them, so cookie or cupcake or something. So it's quite an event.
all the fun and all the fixings for the kids this Christmas holidays. They meet Santa Claus, get to take some pictures with him and enjoy some fun. Gino Santia, along with his sister Irene Santia, they're bringing Santa Claus in. We'll give a moment so we can speak to Irene for a couple of questions before we move on for the day and get out of time here. But Santa Bob will be in house on Monday, December 16th, beginning at 6 p.m. with those pictures with Bill Bertakis and then that free meal for the kids as well. It is first come, first serve, and for larger parties with over 8 people, it is suggested that you call Gino's in advance to make those reservations. Irene, now that you're with us, I want to get your perspective too, because now you and Gino and your family running this business, it's a business, it's a restaurant. You know, you want people to come in to get orders and ultimately to be able to make a profit. But this time of the year, you're bringing families and you're giving them this free meal. Why is that an important effort to you beyond the business to do that for our community?
Oh, we have to give back. Our community supports us all the time. We had a fire 2 years ago, and the support we received after we reopened, we were so thankful. This time of year was just our way of showing our thanks to the community for supporting us. We love it. It's become family.
Well, you show that love to the community, and the community shows that love to Gino's all throughout the year as well. That's what this is all about. It's about giving back to the community while also keeping involved in the community as we all celebrate with our loved ones this time of the year. We want to pull our neighbors into that as well and show them the love also. Gino, Irene, thank you so much for your time today, and hopefully a lovely, jolly old time out at Gino's on Monday the 16th.
Thank you.
It's a fun night.
Merry Christmas.
To you and yours as well. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to all in Greater West Bloomfield. Celebrating with Santa at Gino's Pizzeria and Restaurant. Again, Monday, December 16th, beginning at 6 p.m. You can reserve a spot in advance. If you're going to have a bit of a larger party, 248-682-6450. And for more information from Gino's Pizzeria and Restaurant, you can visit them on Facebook at 1999 Cass LK RD. It's also their address, so easy to figure out where you got to go to meet Santa Claus in the heart of the lakes. During the holidays, also some great efforts being made, not only from our adults to help the kids in our community, but from the kids to help local families as well. And that is certainly the case with the team over at the West Bloomfield High School DECA program, who have been hard at work this season to help keep people warm and in a safe home right here in the Greater West Bloomfield area and beyond. Our own Jake Schaff had a chance to talk with the high school's DECA coordinator, Julie Zala, for more information on this fantastic effort from our local high school kids.
So this year, as one of our projects, we're doing a community service project with DECA, and our students have been collecting money, and they're still doing that for about another week, and we're doing what's called a Day of Joy. And that Day of Joy is going to allow us, we're going to start out at the Humble Design warehouse. And from there, we're going to pack up a bunch of things, everything from bedding to furniture to everything that you can possibly imagine, books and toys and all of that. And we're going to be putting them in our cars with our students, and we're going to be driving them to a home that is a local family that is emerging from homelessness. So they have not been sleeping on beds or anything like that. This will be their opportunity to do so after a long time. And we're going to spend the entire day cleaning the house, setting everything up in the different rooms. Our students and our staff are each going to get a different room to set up to be for whatever age the child might be or the mother. And then at the end of the day, the family is actually going to come back and see their house for the first time with the furniture inside of it.
Wow, that is amazing. That is so really, really cool to hear and really great what you guys are doing. And that's great that you're working with Humble Design to help make this happen. How did this partnership with Humble Design come to be?
Well, amazing is I had an opportunity to meet the owner of Humble Design. There's a Humble Design Detroit and Chicago and San Diego. And she's just this incredible lady named, and just love her. And she started here in Detroit. That was the one most successful. And from there, we got into discussions probably about 5 or 6 years ago. And we have done 2 others. This is our 3rd home that we're going to do for the holidays. Each one has been an incredible experience with our students and our staff, as a matter of fact, saying it's probably one of the best experiences they have. It's really humbling and touching and really makes you feel a part of the community. I can say for myself, I know this has been one of the best opportunities I've had as a teacher in 27 years.
Wow, that's great to hear and really interesting to hear about how things have evolved. And you just touched on this a little bit, but I want to hear how rewarding is this, not only for you, but for the students to be giving back in this way?
It's incredible. I always try and prepare them before they're going to do this by saying this is going to be an emotional experience for you because they don't realize how emotional it is to see the family come in after, living on the floor. And some of them have been in shelters for over a year and not had a home. To walk in for the first time and seeing the kids' reaction to having a bed of their own and a room of their own. And the students really take that. In fact, about 5 years ago when we did our first one, the students, I've seen them since then, and they still have said that it was one of the best experiences that they've had, learning about giving back, and they've done it in other ways since then. And in fact, one of the people from our DECA chapter that's an advisor, she has retired and she is now working with them to help do things at their factory. So it's really been full circle.
I like that. It's kind of a bit of a pay it forward sort of thing. And I really like that that's what's starting to come from this project. For those just joining us on The Splash, we have the DECA coordinator with West Bloomfield High School, Julie Zala, as we're talking about their Thanksgiving mission this year, helping out a family in need. And you said that this is the third year that you've been doing something like this. So you've helped out two families in the past. What were their reactions to what you guys did for them?
Well, it was incredible. Usually the family cries, but I think we cry harder when they arrive. But they are so appreciative and so kind. And the reactions from the children are amazing because we'll put like games in there and they haven't had their own game. Probably the thing that they're most excited about is having their own room, but having a bed. And we don't realize how big of a deal it is to have your own bed and not be sleeping on the floor. And for the mother to go into her own room and have her own space where she's not sharing with her children, 5 or 6 of them in one space. It is so rewarding. It just makes you want to keep on doing it. And our students are going to have the opportunity to explain what they've done at a state level for Michigan DECA, and then hopefully at an international level to expand about how incredible this program is in April when we go to the Orlando for the international conference.
Wow. And just hearing about this project, it kind of reminds me of that old show, Extreme Makeover Home Edition, only this is Extreme Makeover DECA Edition. But all of this sounds so great, Julie. And
thank you.
Why is it important for you guys to be giving back in this way, especially around a time like the holidays and Thanksgiving?
I think it's important to realize that this is a local family. And I think that we as a community and as DECA, being a very large organization in West Bloomfield, we want to give back. There has been one of the families was a student of our district. And you never know who the family is before we get to this day. But we were very fortunate to be able to give back to the student. Their faces and things are not shown, so they would not know that in the community. But it's important for the students also to learn at a young age the importance of giving back, and that you never know a family need might be somebody next door to you or sitting next to you in class. And we need to work as a community to keep giving back to each other.
That's great. Great words to say, and a big message for the entire community. And Julie, if people are watching this and wanting to help out themselves, where can people go to learn a little more information or maybe to make some donations of themselves?
Absolutely. HumbleDesignDetroit.com is the website to learn more about Humble Design. And if you actually go to our district page, you can look at our newsletters that come out every week, and there's a QR code to give to our fundraiser. It costs $3,500 to do a Day of Joy, so every donation is really appreciated. The more we can do for the family, the better it is, and the better experience it is for them. One year we were able to do a Christmas tree for the family and put some presents underneath it from all the donations. So every donation counts.
That's absolutely right. Every single donation counts. Julie, I want to thank you so much for your time today. One more question before I let you go. What other projects is DECA going to be working on in the future to be helping the community?
We have another one that's been going on that is Stack the Stigma, where we've been working with the athletes in our community and outside of the community, some of our graduates who have moved on to the NFL and also to be playing in some of the top 10 schools. And we are learning about bullying and bringing the importance of also, besides bullying, about how important is mental health and to kind of have a mental health playbook so that you have something to go back to and look at if you're struggling at any point, something and resources for you. So that's another one. There is another local organization that we're working with out of Schoolcraft, and they work with special needs students to have them learn how. They actually work in a bakery, and we're working with them as well to kind of share with community what that they do there and to get them to purchase from them and to visit as well.
Jake Schaff speaking with Julie Zala from the West Bloomfield High School DECA program. They spoke about this effort to help furnish a home for a community family that's just coming out of homelessness, something that especially now as we see the colder weather coming in, we experience the snow. You think about those conditions and helping people not only get into a home in partnership with Humble Design, but to make sure they have what they need, the bedding, the blankets, the extra warm clothing this time of the year. This is an effort that the DECA program had been building up toward before the Thanksgiving holiday. That's when Jake Schaff had spoken to Julie Zala just in the days leading up to the Thanksgiving holiday. But their fundraiser is still going on. You can still donate to this fundraiser, to their $3,500 goal to help this family furnish their home as we speak. And as Julie had mentioned in that discussion with Jake Schaff, that fundraiser still going on throughout this particular week after Thanksgiving as well, in order to help really put forth the best effort they can to help this family before they ultimately help to move some of that in and go on to their other great efforts in the community. They do such awesome stuff at the DECA program, beyond being an award-winning club that competes with other DECA programs across Michigan and across the country. If you want more information on this and to get the link to help out with this fundraiser, please go to Facebook at West Bloomfield High School DECA. That's on your screen as we speak. West Bloomfield High School DECA is the handle on Facebook for even more information on this fundraiser that's giving thanks to people in our community for their efforts helping others across Greater West Bloomfield and beyond, and then hopefully blessing them with a very happy holiday ahead as they get into their new home. Close to home, families also spending some quality time together as we lead up to the holidays, particularly their mothers and their sons. As so much family comes around and so much busyness happens around the holidays, it's important to have those special moments. And our reporter Jake Schaff joined them for some of those moments very recently.
With the holidays right around the corner, family time is one of the most important focal points of the season. And recently, West Bloomfield Parks put on the High Tops and High Heels event, inviting moms from all across the community to spend some time and dance the night away with their sons. I spoke with some of the moms of the community at this event and heard what they have to say about what this event means to them and what this quality time means for their relationship with their little boys.
Oh, I think it's so cute. I think it's a really cool outlet for moms and sons to kind of have a bonding experience and have a good time. So I think it's great. He's over the moon. He's like ecstatic that it's just me and him because I have 4 kids. So it's a lot going on in the house, and my husband and I are always kind of tackling and tag teaming the kids. But when it's just me and him, he's very excited.
What made you decide to want to come out here tonight?
We've been doing this for a few years now and just like to come out and make memories with them. We've been enjoying ourselves, coming out dancing, meeting new families. So it's something that we look forward to. I tell people about these types of events all the time and recommend something like this every year.
Oh, it's a fun time just to get out, the two of us, and just enjoy an evening, have a nice dinner and dance and show off Alexander's dance moves. He loves it. They had balloons this evening, and I mean, he loves to dance at home, so he was very excited for tonight. It really is a nice event because it does prioritize that family time, and fun's the most important thing, getting out and just enjoying time with the kids. So
what does an event like this mean to you and mean to the community?
I think it's fun to get all together with a bunch of different people that maybe you don't know. They don't go to your school. They don't live in quite your neighborhood, but you all have boys and you all like to dance and eat and get together and have fun.
How did this event come about?
I would say for the past 7 years or so, we've been incorporating mother-son dances along with daddy-daughter dances to West Bloomfield Parks in order to get the families an equal opportunity to have a special evening out with their little ones. I think this event allows for moms and sons to really take the pressure off of the holiday season and enjoy just a special evening together out and about, where they can get a professional portrait taken and enjoy the photo booth and just really create memories that aren't so holiday focused.
I think they're a great idea because for he and I, it's about tradition. So building traditions year after year so that when he's 18 and he's leaving me to go away to college, he can look back and say, me and my mom always had a special time for just being her. And it was dances, it was parties, it was different events, so it's great.
And what would you say to families who are interested in checking out this event for themselves?
Oh, I think it's a great experience for moms and sons to kind of bond and have that one event throughout the year that they have to look forward to that is just about them too. It's great.
It's a beautiful thing to see all across the community as so many local residents are making countless memories with their families and treasuring them for a lifetime. For Civic Center TV, I'm Jake Schaff.
It's what the season is all about, creating those special moments with your family, with your friends, and of course, with your community. We'll be happy to be along with you for many of those special moments throughout the holidays and the end of this year in 2024. For more on our programming and to keep up to date, CivicCenterTV.com. Big thank you to our entire crew, Jake Schaff out in the field, Kevin McIntosh, and Calvin Brown at Master Control. For our entire team, I'm Tyler Kieft, thanking you for tuning in to The Splash Live.